This is insane. So you are being baptized when you're 11 in a bath surrounded by a bunch of men.
Well, and the only thing that I'm thinking because the missionary holds you as the elder says the prayers and stuff, and you get dipped into this body of water. And now keep in mind, I'm 11. I'm at the height of puberty. Like things are growing down there. Like there's hair for the first time.
Height of puberty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
early on.
That's start. Like things were happening. Like you could get boners and stuff at 12.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you had no control over these things.
I had
they would
no
happen
control.
willy-nilly.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're in a bath, you're getting hard. I get
especially
it.
with two men.
Yeah.
And,
oh, my God, dude.
Right? You relate.
And you're nervous. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, totally. And so this man,
the bubbles are in.
The only reason why I went through with the baptism was because the missionary that was there was so hot. And as he's holding me and dipping me into the water, I'm not thinking of Joseph Smith or Jesus or any of that shit.
Sure.
I'm thinking that the top of my head is inches away from his dick.
Is that really what you were thinking?
Literally what I was thinking. It was all I was thinking.
Because
and I just kept thinking, don't get a boner.
We're back at You Up with Nikki Glaser in studio. Andrew Collin.
What?
H. Allen Scott.
Hi.
Andrew, any updates in your life? You get some cups yesterday? I know that we're constantly... Now, H. Allen, if you don't know, Andrew Collin sometimes entertains lady guests at his apartment.
Oh, I've watched the Insta story.
One recently, she... they finished making love, and that disgusts me to say. But
with my penis.
Ew.
My
and
whole penis.
I bet it's
she
moderate.
wanted some water.
It's decent at best.
We're probably below average, slightly.
Just slightly.
No, I guess it's probably average.
I'm not. I'm 5'9", so you do the
Same.
math.
I always say the force of my thighs makes my penis look like a micro penis. Because my thighs are so like, whoa, it's the main show.
They just make it look tiny.
But it's
comparison.
not. It's like bodybuilders. It's a problem. I'm not a bodybuilder. But
Right.
It's a problem that I have.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't have big legs.
Well, sometimes he has to hydrate these women after their
The lovemaking.
so much
Yeah,
fucking.
they get so.
You got to get that electrolytes back in.
And he got her a bowl of water. He didn't have cups at his
A
apartment.
bowl of water? You think she's a dog?
Yeah.
cat.
A cat. Little pussy
Little
kitty.
pussy
Little pussy
So
kitty
we've been
cat.
on him about getting cups. Now, did you get cups?
I have not got cups. I'm in the market. I'm looking around.
Did you really look at cups? Or
No,
are you full
I
shit
was just-
right
You should
Fine
go to,
joke.
what is that show? That place called Fish Eddie's down in New York here?
I didn't think people were so
cups.
invested in me buying cups, but apparently people are invested.
You could just get cups at like fast food places and just save them. It's not hard.
No, I know. But, I'd like to hold out. And you know what? If she loves me, she'll love me for my bowls. That's how I feel.
That's true. A girl is just going to accept you for your lack of cups.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who I am.
No.
I'm not a cup guy.
You're
I'm
cupless.
I'm a bowl boy.
I don't think a girl's going to accept you for your lack of bowls. I don't
For
know.
your for,
Lack of cups.
Oh, lack of cups. Yes, excuse me.
Yeah, you think that
Yeah.
he's going to have to like
You
step
gotta
it up.
get a cup. There's
I know.
certain fundamental things you have to do to impress another human being to show that you're stable and
Yeah.
not going to murder her
Oh,
at some
I
point.
know. I'm such a big like if a guy wants to wear like if I come over to his apartment, he's like wearing pajamas, and
Yeah,
we're early
no.
on dating. I'm insulted.
I knew that my boyfriend Michael was mine for a while. Was that when he so overly thanked like waiters and stuff? Like he was so gracious, and that's a sign of this is a good human being.
you were like
Yeah.
so
He's not
turned
gonna,
on by that.
Yeah, exactly. And now we've been together for years now.
And how did you guys meet?
Instagram. He
Oh,
was on
wow.
Project Runway, and we slid into each other's DMs.
Wait, which season?
Season 16. It was the
Oh,
very
okay.
dramatic season. He walked off the stage during a judging.
Oh wow.
And yeah, we met on Instagram, and then
Did you slide first or did he?
I think I slid first.
You slid first.
Yeah,
And
'cause
then
I
you
was a
met
fan
up
of it.
eventually.
Yeah, and then I was doing. I was performing in San Francisco where he lived at the time, and I went there and we met and had passionate sex. And
The
then,
first night?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
wow.
We're gay.
I know.
And
just got to the chase.
and then he moved to Los Angeles
you-
on his own, not because of me. And then now we live together, and yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Great.
Did he get you a water?
How long you been together?
Yes, he did. Like 2.5 years now.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great. He's a designer. He makes a lot of outfits for Drag Race queens, and then also for Dancing with the Stars. He
Oh my
makes a lot
God.
of costumes for Dancing with the Stars as
That's
well.
cool.
Yeah, he makes all my drag looks as well because I do drag. So
Oh my gosh,
He makes
yes.
all of Sadie's looks.
You're a really beautiful
Thank you.
drag queen. Yeah, you
yeah, it's sort of a mix
really
of
are
all of our
stunning.
talents because I theater stuff, I
Yeah.
do makeup, and he knows design really well, and he knows makeup as well really well, and so we just kind of came together, and it's sort of a nice because after cancer I didn't really have a way to perform. Like I couldn't perform in a normal way. It just wasn't feeling right for me doing stand up, and it also was a very straight world that I didn't like, and I needed to be more queer. do something different.
And
drag's been a really, really nice sort of separate adventure to stand up.
What kind of cancer?
Testicular.
Whoa.
Yeah.
One ball. Pants
ball.
fit so much better.
Yeah. The
Is
legs look
it more
bigger though.
comfortable with one ball?
No, it is. I mean, there's
don't
no
really know the
difference.
difference.
Did you get a fake put in or no?
No, I mean, I'm fine with my masculinity. I didn't need to have the appearance of two balls.
Yes.
I work just fine with one.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's
How long
fine.
you been in remission?
Remission 2 years, but I have another 2 years for leukemia remission.
Oh,
So like
wow.
my chemo, it's the same thing with Robin Roberts. The type of chemo that I had, I have a higher chance of leukemia, so I have to get tested all the time, and I still have like side effects from chemo. Like I just found out my thyroid is jacked, so that's why I gained weight this past year. So like I have to deal with that. So it's like cancer is one of those things, and chemo's it can fuck you up for years to come. I
Yeah.
lost all my teeth because of chemo.
What?
Yeah.
You lost your teeth?
I lost all my back teeth, so that's all fake.
Wait, have you had chemo, Andrew?
No, I just lost them naturally.
Okay.
It's all been natural for me. But I don't even have an excuse. But the nice thing is I get chemo.
Yeah.
Have no teeth to lose.
Exactly.
Wait,
It's a win-win.
crumbled? That's nuts. Have you gotten them replaced? Are you getting
Yeah,
them?
that was actually one. I mean, I went into debt after chemo, of course, but a lot of my debt was because the teeth issue. It was seen as cosmetic because I can live without teeth,
Oh, right.
so I had to. But it's like no, I lost my teeth as a result of a medical procedure that happened to me.
Yeah.
And
What was
so-
the worst part of having cancer? And I know that's a stupid question, but like, what's maybe something that people don't know or wouldn't assume?
I think when you have chemo for a long period of time, you see people you become friends with die.
Yeah.
And you have multiple people just dying every week.
Mm.
And it's just sort of a reality that you get used to. But for me, I always say the hardest thing about cancer is what cancer or chemo is it's like being hungry and awake all the time, but completely unable to eat or sleep at all.
Ugh.
And like it's constant and it never ends. And it's not great.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
really glad to hear things got
Thank
better
you.
for you.
Yeah, things are great. I got a movie, I got drag, I got comedy, I got friends, I got everything.
Oh, that's great.
so
And
got
a
a man?
boyfriend?
So
Yeah.
how did it lead you to Judaism?
So I had always kind of felt that I was
Yeah.
Jewish, and I knew that I was going in that direction. And then at the end of chemo, I decided to just not wait for someone to make me what I already know I am, and I really took a personal journey, if you will, and decided to do it. And it has really defined and given me peace in a way that like I didn't really have in my 20s. I was really chaotic. I was drinking a lot. I was drugs a lot. Like there were a lot of things happening to cope with not me feeling completely myself. And I feel more like myself now than I ever have before.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't coming out do that for you? And
Well, I never really had to come out because
Yeah.
like I come from a great family, so accepting, and my parents are incredible. And
I've just never heard of someone becoming Jewish not for like getting married or
I
like
know.
just out of like what made you feel so Jewish?
Yeah, I know. I'm Jewish. I don't feel Jewish. That's
Yeah.
why I kind of want to like.
Take his.
Yeah, you could have my Jew card.
I mean, it really
I'll sell
was.
it to you for
I
$45,000. I need that for the IRS.
You are a Jew.
Yeah.
Hey,
how
I need
dare
it.
Say
you.
that.
Oh wait, you are. You converted. You can
Yeah, I
say
can
it.
do that. That's my room
That's
now.
the only reason why you
I
converted.
needed to
He
have more.
converted to Judaism
I needed it for
just
comedy.
for the jokes.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Have you not seen that Seinfeld episode?
No, did he make Holocaust?
Dr. Watley
Yes,
converts
yes.
to Judaism
Oh,
for the jokes. He goes, Jerry goes, I think he converted to Judaism just for the jokes. He goes, does that offend you as a Jewish person? No, it offends me as a comedian.
Yeah, I do. I hate when like they covered everything.
They
Yeah,
really did. As every
Seinfeld, you
reference,
can't really
can go
touch
back
it.
to Seinfeld.
Yeah.
No, I converted because I honestly, after chemo, there was so much about my life was about me. You know what I mean? Like me being fucked up, me performing, me trying to do things in comedy, me whatever. And I needed to be connected to something larger than myself. Like I needed to take myself out of the equation and be a part of something that aligned with my value
So
system.
how do you practice Judaism now? Like how often do you go to temple? Are you like a very active member of?
I am I'm a very popular Jew on the
Really?
scene, traveling around the country, talking to the Jews.
Do they accept you as someone who is
Yeah,
converted? I
yeah.
mean, do you feel like
Sometimes I feel a bit tokenized because I think they want to push me out there sometimes in certain groups to be like, look, he's so different.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm a good postcard.
I like that you
But I
have
mean,
two
like-
taluses on.
Oh, I do, don't I? Yeah, I kind of do.
Because I want to be Jewish very bad, too.
What'd you say?
I would love to be Jewish, too.
Yeah, you can be.
I know. I think more culturally than religiously, you know?
Well, that's also part of it because it's value system to me is just as connected to spirituality as it is to anything else. And my value system within sort of the cultural community that I most align my values with are Jewish, is the Jewish community. And
like what?
Like
sarcasm?
Sarcasm, yes.
Long
but also
funerals?
the focus on
Right?
very quick. You get it out of the way real quick. No, it's like it's the community. It's about being a part of a community that if shit hits the fan, you have a place to go. And I didn't have that for a long time. Like there was a lot of shit hitting the fan for me in my 20s, and I didn't have that community. Even though I had my family, it's different. And I needed that. I needed that sort of grounding, if you will.
And religiously, you
I wouldn't say I'm super religious.
Yeah, you're not.
But I do practice Shabbat. I do practice the idea of sort of like taking that moment sort of to meditate and say, I need to take a step back from my life.
Yeah.
And have this private moment with the people that I love the most in my community, and also give back to my community. There's a need for social justice. There's a need for giving back to your community and standing up for your community, which I think is partly why I went more into drag, because I wanted to give back and do something within my community that I value so much. Queer people give so much to the world, and they're often taken advantage of, and I do want to give back to them and be an active member of that community. And I think being Jewish has kind of helped me even identify that need in my life more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do think when you convert to a religion or something that you're actually like a stronger component because you chose. It's like an immigrant coming to the U.S. and then loving the fact that they're from the U.S. and actually liking the U.S. more than people that because I was born Jewish, so I kind of take it for granted. So.
Well, I always ask Jews because especially devout Jews ask me well, why did you convert to Judaism? And I always turn it back on them and say, well, why do you actively choose to remain Jewish?
Yeah.
Why are you Jewish?
Just for the money.
Yeah, for the money.
Yeah. The bar mitzvah money that I got $7,000.
I didn't get any bar mitzvah money, but I got a movie, so.
But isn't... Well, I mean, it is a race, though. I mean, and you can't really
that's
convert to any other
Yeah.
race, or is it? I mean, that's
a Gentile description, yes, and it's a complicated area
But why
to talk
on
about
my
race.
23andMe do I get to see what % Jewish I am? It doesn't say what % Christian I am.
Because
I know I'm being ignorant right now, and this is the debate that is many people. But I'm admitting I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I think you can probably speak to this better, but there is...
I can't.
There is a cultural... Ashkenazi,
He definitely can't.
Ashkenazi Jews
Jew,
and Sephardic Jews,
Jew.
those are identified sort of quote-unquote races, cultural races of people that were moved over lands in mass over time. And so because of, genealogy and 23andMe and stuff, they are identified as quote-unquote a race. But that said... Some Jews think that it is a race. Some Jews think that it's a religious identity that they align themselves with. That also is a cultural identity, and it is a debate.
You know what I like? I like Yom Kippur a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it's about, but I've had someone write me a really amazing apology and amends on Yom Kippur because
You're supposed to do that. Yeah.
They were analyzing their life.
I've done that before.
Listen, I mean, I don't know any people of any other religion that have reached out to me because it was a holiday of theirs. I mean, I guess Christmas, people go Merry Christmas, but there's not a attached sentiment to it the way that I felt on that. And I did accept his apology from it, and it kind of mended something for me. So I was like,
how nice is that
day.
At the end of the year, in Yom Kippur at least, you have a duty as a Jew to, if you're a good one, to go to the people you've wronged over the year or you feel you've wronged or you have some unsettled business with, and to say to them, I'm sorry. And you do it 3 times. And then if at the 3rd time they don't accept your apology, you're not a good or bad person, but you spiritually can move on. You don't put that weight on you, because the whole sense of sort of Shabbat even is that you need to rid yourself of that. And it's
What's
really,
Shabbat?
Shabbat is it's the weekly sort of observance of taking a break, basically. And
self-care.
It is very much based in self-care, and that's something I desperately needed going into Judaism. And
right.
to allow yourself that the week that you had, good or bad, doesn't define who you are, and you are allowed to say, fuck it, I am taking a break. And that could be like me and my boyfriend going to Cheesecake Factory on like a Friday night. That to me sometimes is like a Shabbat observance, in that I'm taking a break to be with the person that I love and not worrying about anything else except for cheesecake.
I love that.
Which isn't kosher.
Which I know.
Well, you know, a lot of
I don't
this,
actually eat the cheesecake. I hate cheesecake.
It says here in front of me that you can you tell me this, the 7 years you've been.
Well, so I have, in my 20s, I had problems.
Yeah.
You know, and then chemo, they intensified. And over the past however many years it's been since chemo, I just haven't used anything. And I've tried to, except for antidepressants.
Yeah.
Of course.
What you on?
I was on Wellbutrin, but I'm slowly wheezing myself off that. And then I have an Ativan.
Wheezing?
Yeah, wheezing. And weaning, that's the word. And then Ativan. I love an Ativan. An Ativan is so helpful in some
Is that just like an
situations.
emergency?
Yes, that's me on a plane, because I have major plane anxiety. Plane
really?
anxiety.
Why?
I can't. I even though I know
I
statistically
understand
it's
why.
hard, but I'm constantly terrified. I can't. And it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, and I can't.
What's your biggest fear?
Dying. But I'm not afraid to die, which is odd. But in a plane, I am afraid to die.
Upon takeoff, upon landing, in the air, the whole time.
All of it.
The whole time.
Any moment of turbulence, I am like. And people look at me. People look at me like I'm a freak, and I
what
get it.
What do you do to get through it? Just Ativan?
Take an Ativan.
What is Ativan again?
It's like an emergency. It's like I use Klonopin as an emergency.
It's like when you feel
Xanax,
something coming on, you take it.
Anti-anxiety, dissolves, quick dissolve.
Exactly. And he's Googling it now.
No, he's looking
how
up
can
something.
I
I know what he's looking up.
I have a really funny interaction with a pilot recently.
And I know it's statistically impossible. I'm not going to have a problem on a plane, but like I'm getting on a plane right after this, and the anxiety of me looking last night, I looked up how many crashes there's been in the U.S. of commercial airlines in the past 10 years.
Why would you find?
And not since 2009.
Yeah, babe. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
I'm fine. I know.
Nikki put it a good point to me. She's like, you're not lucky enough.
I know.
You're not special enough.
I know.
It's not gonna, you don't get to do that.
I do think, like, even though I know you can't script sort of how you die and the things you say to people, dying on a plane to me is like the worst way to die.
Right, but you won't feel it.
But it's not about me. It's honestly about like other people knowing that I died on a plane and that I didn't have access to like have a good goodbye, or like I don't know. I feel like dying of a natural cause is almost
Googled
better.
Car crashes?
I know. It's irrational. It's all irrational.
I get it. I have fear too. I have it too.
Yeah.
Not like that.
A couple facts that help me when I start to flip out is a plane has never crashed because of turbulence. Ever. Never.
Yeah. That's
never been the cause of it.
Calm about.
So that the wings are structured in a way that they can withstand more wind than is possible for the Earth to create. So there's no storm in which the wings are going to get blown off. And anyway, there's no way they can come off.
So Air Force One is bullshit.
What do you mean?
Because a wing came off.
What? Really?
In the water, I think, though. Yeah.
Okay, when it hit
when
the water?
Hit the water, I think.
Why did the Air Force One hit the water?
Because it was coming down. Did you not see Air Force One?
Oh, in the movie Air Force One. Okay, yeah, of course that's bullshit. I'm like, the president's plane had a water landing?
Yo, wait. Did you see the snakes on a plane?
Oh, that was good.
No,
yeah, snakes got on this plane. Yeah. It was nuts.
It was crazy. Samuel L. Jackson was like, why are there snakes on this motherfucking plane? Can I curse? Am I in trouble here?
Yeah,
no,
of course
we just
you
told
can.
Milo Manningham to come in a cup. You're fine.
Well, I mean, come in a cup. That's natural,
I told
at least.
his dad to come in a cup.
I told him to come in a cup.
Can we talk about how attractive and young and
God,
tall
it's crazy.
So good. When
like
is his OnlyFans
human.
coming out? You know what I mean? Like some just for fans. Just give a little slip.
OnlyFans. That's where you can put your tit on.
I have so many friends who have OnlyFans. You have no idea.
What do you mean that have it and people pay to see their
Yeah, it's like an active way of making money for a lot of my friends.
But what if you put your tit? I would do it. I would send a picture
is like
of
a
my
website
tits.
where you charge people. It's by month.
It's like Cameo.
Yeah, it's like you can put nudes up, sex videos, stuff like that.
That's why people are asking.
Yeah, and I have some friends who are who have an OnlyFans to make, and they're sex workers and stuff, and to make sort of extra money. And some people
Cameo
make
for
but it's also
sex.
It's control because I think Cameo, it is Cameo for sex, but some websites like Camming and stuff, it's all tip based, so you're doing things to sort of get people to react. Whereas OnlyFans is very direct. It's like, I chose to put this up.
There's just no guarantee that no one's going to film
the
phone and then put it out there.
But I think if you're at that point where you have an OnlyFans, you don't mind
You don't care. This is for, like porn stars have it. My favorite porn star, Kristen Scott, has it. I want to follow her on that. Like,
how much is it a month?
You can set your own rate. It's usually like $9-10 a month, though.
Actually, that would be good publicity to someone.
Hilarious to do on OnlyFans if you just.
I wanted to do an OnlyFans of just me like reading Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I read Maya Angelou when I fly because it's calming to me. So I have my Angelou
one last
books.
flight thing, okay?
Yeah, please.
This is very helpful, and this is what I always. If you're scared of flying, listen up right now because this is true. Okay, turbulence. I already told you no plane crash has ever been caused by turbulence. Look it up. That's a fact. But also, turbulence. Pilots have said that turbulence is the same as if you were driving down the highway and you hit a styrofoam cup with your car. That's how little.
Did you have
impact.
trauma? Is that why you looked all this up?
I was definitely didn't like flying and was scared at the idea of having no control and the pilot's not communicating with you in any way. So when turbulence happens, I have said it a million times. Pilots, will you please tell us what's going on?
Yeah.
When there's bad turbulence, just go, everything's okay. I know you guys are freaking out back there, but we're quite all right up here.
I think everyone is as mentally fucked up as me and near panic attacks and stressing and stuff. So I just assume that the pilots also probably have panic attacks
you think
and are
they're
depressed.
up there going, oh my God!
Yeah, I
but
really
they're not.
think that.
They're totally chill about it. It means nothing to them. It's like us. It's literally driving over a styrofoam cup. You would try to hit it.
I know.
You know
but
what I mean?
If I mention it on a radio show before I fly, that means if anything does happen to me, at least I'm going to be famous for this.
For having predicted it. That's why I just signed a poster this weekend when I was on the road on tour. They had posters for me to sign to put up, and I signed sell this for a ton of money if I die tragically. Which, because, I definitely, they will, whoever gets that poster will be able to sell it for so much if I die tragically.
Yeah.
And chances of me dying tragically pretty high because most of the ways to die are tragic.
Yes. But not on a plane.
Plane is the most tragic.
It would be the most tragic, but I mean, statistically, it's not. You won't die that way.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Another statistic: you have to fly for 800 years without ever getting off the plane and always being in the statistically. If you want to be in a plane crash, 800 years is how long that you would have to fly constantly.
So this 6-hour flight's not going to be bad.
So 6 hours is nothing, but also that 800 years, most plane crashes. That's factoring in plane crashes. Most plane crashes are not fatal. They're just they skid off the runway. That's technically a crash.
Yeah.
So it's 800 years to be in a crash.
There's only been one death in the last however many years.
It's just not going to happen.
And that was one person hit on the window, that Southwest flight.
Yes, the woman that got sucked out of the thing.
I hate sitting on a window.
I love a window.
I can't do a window seat.
Oh, I would suck me out of the window.
I pee so much that I have to have another.
Oh, right. And you feel like you're inconveniencing people.
That is a big concern of mine always.
Oh,
we're Missouri, very conscious of
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
This is me going pee on a plane.
Yeah.
Guys, can I get off the I have to go pee. I'm so sorry. I'm really so sorry. I'm so
no,
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Just get
Thank you so
get
much.
up.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank
did
you
have.
so much.
Can I say something?
I'm not even done. I have to get down. Thank you so much.
she's
Thank you
going.
so much. Thank you.
No, it's
Thank
fine.
you. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Thank you so. I'll be so quick. Thank you so much. Thank you so. Literally that much. It's ridiculous.
The inconvenience on a plane. There was a woman on my flight to Miami recently. We had a festival in Miami, and a woman projectile vomited and passed out.
Oh, boy.
Literally the seat in front of me to the right. And we freaked out. The woman in her seat got up to go tell the flight attendant, but the woman behind her, this is how you know saints walk among us. The woman behind her, she was this sort of she's my size woman, and she had this hoodie on and her hair was down. She was kind of asleep. She got up as soon as the woman threw up. She took off the hoodie, she tied it around her hair, and she went to work on the woman because she's a nurse. And she opened up a passageway, and she made sure that she was, because she had thrown up, she didn't want to throw up in her mouth to have her choke.
Oh my God!
She was
so
worried
this
about
woman
her
just
choke.
rolled up her sleeves and
woman
got in this vomit.
Got up, and when she wrapped it around her head, I was like, "What is this woman doing?" And then I realized it was to keep the hair out of her face so she could get to work on this woman.
Well, what's a ponytail holder?
Well, she didn't have it. I think she didn't have anything.
Okay.
It was just sort of she did what she had to
do.
do.
To
but this nurse went to fucking action. I mean, that is
nurses are
great
cool.
human being.
Yeah,
great nurses everywhere.
Nurses
God bless.
everywhere. there. Okay, what happened with you and this pilot, Andrew? Because we were getting on a flight the other day coming back from
This is ridiculous.
Detroit, and we were. I got a text from Andrew that I was in first class. Yeah.
Brag.
Yeah, first
Brag.
class. I took a video. I walked up to the plane. I'm telling you, the guy in there was early 20s.
Yeah.
And then his co-pilot could have been 11.
Yeah.
Like, it was the youngest people I've ever I thought they were getting a tour of the cockpit, and they got to dress up and get the wings and the outfit. Like, I really did. Like, I was like, it was my. So I took a video of this, like, teenager in a cockpit, and he looked like a little frantic, whatever. He was doing the buttons, but it looked like a guy, a kid getting ready for a driver's test.
Yeah, you texted me, we have, like, infants flying the plane today.
Infants flying the plane. I'd
But
rather
Did
snakes.
that scare
I'd
you?
rather
Did that
snakes.
scare you?
Yes, dude.
Oh, it doesn't scare me at all. I'm like, oh, they're on top of it.
Oh no! See, I think they're on Tinder.
Well, part of me thinks they're like
that's a good point.
fighter pilots are young.
They're young.
Yeah.
I've seen some
You gotta
documentaries.
start
They seem
somewhere.
pretty good.
Although
These kids
Tom
don't have
Cruise-
this isn't the permit. They don't
But our plane was it was a big plane.
It was a regular plane.
Yes.
Not regular.
Regular.
Okay, it was a regular.
Unleaded. It was an unleaded plane.
But like,
How far back in coach
do
were
you
you?
think that
Far enough
you
to
think
die.
they're gonna let these two pilots?
Just from sadness.
You think they're gonna let these two from depression?
Yeah.
Got you in the end.
So yeah, how bad was the
It was a
crash?
middle seat.
It was just him.
I'm
in a
destined
middle
to have a
seat.
heart attack on a plane. I think that's how I'm gonna die.
So,
No,
so
you
I
won't.
put this video up of the young little kid flying the plane, and
you were accused
I
of
didn't even
bullying.
Doogie
acknowledge
Howser of the
your
airplane.
text because I was just like, it's such an irrational fear that these kids are young. They're not letting kids fly the plane.
so I put
You're
it
not special enough, Andrew.
I know that. Also, I don't think my reach would ever reach this person. Like, and I don't because I was a dog walker a year ago. Like, I don't think like I ever have like anyone listening to my shit. Yeah. So then I
You
get
have 30,000 followers. What are you talking about?
26.7.
But you don't think about that. You don't think about like 26. Why would that get? He can post whatever he wants. It's not going to get to the person.
Yeah, true.
But the thing is, it does.
So I get this message yesterday, and it goes, "Hey, that's me. What's so not reassuring?"
Wait, can I see the pic? Can I see what you posted?
I go, "This is not reassuring."
This is not reassuring, and it's a guy flying the plane who looks young. Yeah,
Young.
shit. Sorry.
So he looks very, very, very young. And whatever. So then he writes, "Hey, that's me. What's so not reassuring? Next time, don't get on then."
The pilot?
Yes. He goes, just
Not
'cause-
while he's flying, I hope.
That's the other thing.
He's probably flying.
Well, he probably has.
He can do multiple things. You're not like completely.
And he probably has the 11-year-old flying.
No, I don't want to die.
The younger kid.
Holding on tight.
H. Allen, what would make you feel safer in a flight if you got to watch?
I want them peeing in cups.
Really?
Yes.
No, then they're distracted peeing in a cup.
I want that cup to be sitting there
I
waiting.
like them to be relaxed.
You want Sully. You want a white mustache.
I want Sully. I want even Denzel. I don't care that he was drunk. He got him down. He got him down safe.
Yeah, he was
Except
drunk.
for that poor flight attendant. But I'm not a flight attendant.
So then he goes, just because I'm younger, spells cuz, C-U-S.
Oh, you don't want your
Just
pilot
'cause-
spelling cuz, C-U-S.
Oh.
That's where now I'm scared.
He's probably gay too. He's probably
Listen,
one of those
it gets
like
better.
angry gays.
It gets better. He goes, just because I'm younger and more successful at my chosen career doesn't mean you need to hate.
He read you.
So he read me pretty good. He saw my. I was
And
like,
he
fuck
is a
you.
pilot for
He was
Delta.
like,
That's a
I'm
pretty
gonna see these
high up there.
likes ratio to followers.
So then he goes.
For my
So
chosen
then I didn't
career.
write back yet, and then he goes, so what? What? Do not reassuring about me flying
So what
that
was not
plane from
reassuring about
Detroit
me?
to LaGuardia. I go, the way you're reacting.
Oh, you dick.
asshole.
Oh,
You
you're an
know what he meant.
asshole.
I actually wrote. First of all, you destroy me every day. Can I have one win?
No, that was just a typo. Yours are just like you missed weeks of school or something.
That I have brain typos. So I go. I didn't say the way. That would have been better. But I go, the way you're reacting to an obvious slight jab, like a child, just reaffirms maybe you're too young to fly a big boy plane.
Yeah,
Oh.
I loved it.
Yeah. And then I got empathy. I really did. Like I was like, you know what? The reason why
You're gonna get on his plane again.
It was Yom
probably.
Kippur.
the reason why it was once every year.
I'm sorry.
The reason why I did it is because I put him on blast.
Yeah.
Like, if I was just making fun of pilots and I got this, I'd go fuck yourself.
You didn't intend. You took a picture of him when he wasn't, or a video of him when he wasn't looking.
Without consent. I mean, there was no consent with that. You were filming a stranger that was doing their job.
And you're filming a pilot. I mean, I feel like these are FSA issues.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I mean, it's kind of like filming like a 7-Eleven cashier or something and be like, they're doing their job. Don't ask them if they want to be in a video.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did he write back?
No. So I go, you and the co-pilot were very young. I obviously think it's impressive you got to where you're at already. And I understand some of the best fighter pilots are in their 20s. That being said, I'm already afraid of flying, so I was just making a joke about my own fears. I'm not hating. Then he wrote back.
That's the Jew in you. What a heart.
Yeah. But he goes, and then he writes back, I get annoyed when people jab my job. He spelled it wrong. Because, this time he spelled the whole word, because it's what I'm passionate about. I'm not misreading.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got to be a captain at 24. No hard feelings. I listened to your podcast, and that's how I saw the vid.
Oh, wow.
Next time, come up to the cockpit, and I'll show you why it is safer than driving. He spelled that wrong. And that where is nothing to be afraid about.
Yeah, I want to meet him. I want to meet this pilot because I need that.
So then I wrote, love this man, small world. My apologies if you were offended. I ate my own shit until I was 35. And he wrote, thank you very much. No worries.
I ate my own shit.
Like, meaning like I didn't do anything until later in life.
I've never heard that turn of phrase.
Yeah.
Is that a turn of phrase?
I've heard guys say it before,
I ate my own shit?
Yeah.
That's what you say when you're like, I just wasn't getting it together.
Let me tell you.
But the problem with Andrew is that you can't be tossing around that phrase because it sounds like something you actually would have done literally.
You serve women bowls of water.
Yeah, so you eating your own shit, I'm like, what was that a thing you did?
You put your shit in Chipotle
and
packaging.
literally, I ate my own shit. Okay, can't you do both?
I've never heard that.
No.
So
Storm's moving in.
It's coming. All right, and then he wrote, thank you very much. No worries. Keep up the funny content, and maybe I'll see you around on another flight or at a show.
Oh my God.
So it was like a positive, beautiful experience.
Yeah, that's a little Taylor Swifty of you.
I also love that a pilot's listening to podcasts.
Oh, dude. He was listening to yours then because I told part of the story on yours.
Oh, really?
I mean, that's what I assume.
You both have to do our podcast when you're in LA.
Oh, yeah.
You're Making It Worse with Brent Sullivan and Elliot Glaser.
Wait, so what's your podcast? You're Making It Worse with Brent Sullivan and Elliot Glaser?
Yeah, it's like a
guys.
gay comedy podcast where we complain about gay people.
And Elliot is Alana's brother.
Well, he's Elliot Glaser.
No, I know that, but I think a lot of people would want to.
I
get very defensive when I'm like,
City.
and I love Alana. Alana's like, she's one of my best friends.
I
She's
think
very
it would
great.
help.
Yeah, I'm
you.
definitely
I'm not
like,
trying to be like
Elliot's his own man.
Yeah. Mr. Your mom is
I know.
There he goes.
Is he leaving?
Yes. Cameron Manheim's son is leaving.
I can't. Oh, but he's worth it because Cameron Manheim.
I know.
Alana's also Cameron Manheim level. I will say that.
Yes, absolutely she is.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah. What is your big problem with the gays?
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everything he represents, I think, is my problem with some of the gays.
Oh, like what?
The entitlement of white gay male, and I'm a white gay male, but like I think it came down to, I was talking with a producer earlier, that when Amy Klobuchar said if a small town female mayor ran for president, she wouldn't get as far as you. And what did Pete Buttigieg respond? Instead of responding like, oh, you know what, you're right, there is a double standard from male candidates to women candidates, and women candidates have to work harder, and I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he was like, I worked hard for this, I deserve it, like I'm running on my merits. And it's like, yeah, but dude, be self-aware. There's a double standard. We live in a sexist world. We saw 2016. Be self-aware. That's all men have to do to tackle toxic masculinity. I think it's a large thing they have to do. And gay men, gay white men particularly, fall victim to that. They fall victim to this entitlement, this arrogant entitlement of, I worked for this, so I deserve it. And it's like, no, you're a part of a community, dude. A larger community that's more diverse than you are and that your world. And not everything is given to you on a platter just because you're a white dude. Like, there are other people who have to work harder and that are trying to do the same thing. The arrogance blows me away. I can't. Yeah.
The only thing toxic about you is that you probably loved Britney Spears' "Toxic."
I actually hate Britney Spears.
Oh, you do?
Damn.
I mean, that's a
Have you
gay
seen her
anthem.
Instagram?
I know. I get a lot of gay hate for. I mean, I don't hate Britney Spears. I just don't care about Britney Spears.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay.
Like I care more about Taylor Swift than I do Britney Spears.
I like that. Well, I love them both, but yes, I like that you like Taylor Swift. So you don't like Britney Spears as a gay man,
and I get a lot of shit from other gay people about it.
Like, at least you're not eating shit until you're 35.
No, I'm definitely not. Gay men particularly love Britney Spears. She is a queen among queens. I get that. I respect it.
You guys are usually split down the middle. It's either you're a Britney Spears gay or a Cameron Manheim gay. So
and I am clearly a Cameron Manheim gay.
Wait, why are you not a Britney Spears gay?
I just don't. I never got it. Like I think it's fun, but I never freaked out like I did over the Indigo Girls. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much for watching that clip that you just watched. Did you enjoy it? I hope you did. If you did, thumbs up it. Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you just keep watching more videos? Let them play. Share with your friends. Go share on your Instagram story. Go just have a great day.